live? I think I am. Right. Howdy everyone, welcome back. It's been about an hour since the checkered flag fell at the first attempt at round 2 of the Manufacturers' Cup for 2026. I'm going to give this another go. I did have a podium in the first race, which is a very good result. That's exactly what I said before. I wanted to at least get a podium. And there's my AI just spinning off because he's on the slicks in the wet. That's so good. That's a nice little detail that he can actually spin. Oh, I've never seen that before. That's not gone well. But as I was saying, I'm going to give this another go. My last race wasn't the best I've ever driven. I could have certainly driven a whole lot cleaner and a lot faster as well, I think. Because the extent of my dry weather practice was the 4 laps I did in qualifying. So I think I can go faster. I think I know the sort of the lines to take in the wet. I'm normally good at guessing it, but this track's just a bit weird because it's got a lot of corners that you can't really drive the wet line because they're not that angular. Well, they are angular, that's the problem, is that there's not a whole lot of corners with long radiuses, so then you have to sort of drive like just the normal racing line because you just got to shorten the corner up. And also, I think my brake bias as well didn't help me in the race. It absolutely murdered the front tyres and just... There's a lot of things that I learned, and I think it was partly down to my own lack of preparation as to why it didn't go so well. But in the moments where it went to heavy wet conditions and I was on inters, that seemed to be the point where I was quite quick. And there were quite a lot of people on inters. I think there was more people on inters than wets, which was obviously... I mean, to be expected for the start of the race. It did say that it was intermediate conditions. But with the weather radar, like even now it's saying that this is now heavy wet conditions. But there were a lot of people who did gamble on the inters. It was the right strategy. However, if you didn't see the last one, I managed to pull off quite a good strategy call where I was the first one to pit and I ended up coming out in the lead. Only for me to throw it away about 5 corners later and let the guy in second back through, who had pitted for dries a lap later than me. But it was still a good call because, I mean, a bunch of the people, like a lot of the people who were actually at the front end of the grid ended up pitting about 3 or 4 laps after me. They had made a massive error in judging the weather because they just lost so much time on dead inters. There was a few people with punctures and everything like that. But we're going to give it a go. And we're going to see if we can have a better result. And ideally we can hopefully win. And yeah, we got Roses in here again. Oh yeah. So the points total for the last one was 222 if you won. So now we're on 228, which is a bit surprising considering that I was trying to... I mean, I got on a podium, and I think I was... Probably, I mean... I feel like my rating should have got up more, considering that I got a podium in one of the highest A-rated split lobbies, you know. Because like I'm almost an A+ rated driver, but I'm not quite there because I'm not. I think it's just the fact that I don't play sport mode as much, and I have my good tracks and I have some bad tracks that I really don't like doing. So we'll see how it goes. Because now that my rating's gone up, this could be a really difficult race. But I just got to ensure that I don't murder someone at the hairpin this time, because that was not good. That was probably one of the worst moments I've ever had on this game, for like just sheer bad judgment. But not dwell on it anymore, because we've got a new race to do. And I think one of the reasons I need to do is have a better qualifying, because it wasn't that good. So coming out again, it's not a great position to be honest. We've got a lot of cars in front of us, but there is enough time to at least do one push lap, come back to the pits for fresh tyres, and then do another push lap. So we come out 11th from the queue. That's not a great position. I'm going to try and drive as smooth as possible, just to try and save the tyres, because the tyre wear is quite treacherous. And I think the medium tyre call I made as well was good. I think softs were a little bit too like aggressive in terms of tyre wear. They were not nice to drive, I can imagine. By the time you got to the end of the race and there was still a dry and a wet line. Yeah, I think, to me, this is always a track that you have to survive. Because, again, it doesn't really come up that much. I'm not that good at it. Okay, he's going to go for it. Because he has completely misread the situation. I really hope I don't have to overtake this guy, because ideally he would have backed off there, because it's the sporting thing to do, because everyone else had backed off. You can go faster through there. Yep, I'm going to have to overtake this guy at some point. I can feel it already. Mate, I braked early and I still caught him under that braking zone there. Should have just fucking waited, man, instead of trying to go all guns blazing. Because now even he's now stuck behind this Porsche because he didn't wait. He's just fucking our qualifying. Mate, you're a fucking lunatic. And he reset to track as well. Mate, you're just so shit. Why don't you stay off the track? They just completely fucked this first one for me. And I've got damage from it. I didn't even realise that. Ridiculous. Look at that. 133.4. Grow up. At least now he's off. He's like out of time with me, out of sync. Basically what I need to do now is just have no knobheads in front of me and I should be okay. I should be able to set a much faster lap time. I mean, this chicane I did was really nice. I was actually really happy with how I did that. So I came across him and he was so slow. And yeah, just one thing I did wrong here was that I braked way too early. So you can brake just before the 100 board, which is nice to know. He's had another off. That same R8.
hard. This has been a shocking first sector. I've fucked up every corner and I'm still only a tenth down. That shows you how slow that first lap was. I'm going to blame on that spun out car in front of me. He distracted me. Thank you. Not bad. Still a second slower than Rose's. Oh my god, I am very slow in the dry. I think even if I got my lap hooked up properly, I think I could only go about 5 tenths faster. That's insane how quick those guys are. I think this is just highlighting to me how far away I am if I want to be an A+ rated driver. There's some people here who are on the verge of being A+ rated. I'm back in P6 again. This 458 actually just shot up into second. I don't know where this guy's gonna go, but I don't think he's actually on track. I think the obvious thing here is that as long as I don't absolutely murder someone on the first lap, it'll just be getting through that first lap and then I'll be a lot more calm. Is a McLaren here? Interesting choice. I don't see many McLarens. Right, we're fighting. Even if I get third again, I will have gained more points than what I had. So, again, another podium. That's the target. It feels weird that I'm in this split with Roses, even though we are so far apart in terms of pace. But it is nice to have a teammate in there, I think. They really should update this intro. Because I don't think there's any Ferrari on here, I don't think. And there's no, there's no 458, even though this intro's been the same for pretty much the end of days, pretty much. And then they haven't updated it when they added the 296. Even though they probably knew that the 296 was going to be one of the most popular cars in this.
I haven't actually checked the weather radar. It just looks like... I mean, I'm hoping it is wet, because otherwise I put into that and I might be done for it. Do they mandate that you have to use Dunlops? I've only just noticed that you have to use Dunlops in this. Yeah, you do. I didn't notice that. Verstappen. Nice. This starting grid's quite cool, I will give it that. Where it goes under the bridges and stuff. It's a pretty cool idea. Where have we gone? This looks like it's a very similar forecast. It might just be the exact same. Whether it plays out the same, I don't know. Whether the rain clouds actually change as time progresses, I'm not sure. But this looks like it's the exact same situation as what it was an hour ago. Well, 2 hours ago now. Well, there's a long race ahead, so let's get it done. Oh my god, I'm nearly tangled with the Audi there. That's annoying, because I thought he'd actually got a decent exit. I would have been able to overtake him when I just pulled out the slipstream a bit earlier. Right. A lot more sensible that time round. Yeah, he just got the superior wider line there, unfortunately. Oh my god, we are all so tightly packed here. Come on, Porsche. Ow. Thanks for that. Got absolutely spit roasted between those two cars. Oh my god, there's going to be a crash here, surely. They're going 3-1 and they're all trying to push each other into the grass. Why? How the fuck have you hit me there? I'm getting touched up. It's not nice. This is hard right now.
I'm really having to focus. This is the thing, as long as I can get through this bit of the race, I think I'll be okay. How did other people else do that? The thing is, you can't really break away at this point, so I'm faster than the leader through that chicane. But now they're faster than me through other bits, so then it's a bit... Should have taken a very tight line there. Yeah, like, this is scary, this. I mean, the top 6 all separated by 2 seconds. I'm definitely there, mate. Squeeze me unnecessarily through there. I thought I was rid of that Audi and just completely ruined myself at that chicane, so that was nice of me. Could have braked way later though. The lag is not helping either. Where's the turning grip? Come on, game. I went slow around that corner and I understeered more than the guys in front. The guy in front is starting to get away slowly. See, if it wasn't about to rain, I'd pit this lap for slicks. Some nice two positions there. I don't think we need to cool the tyres down here. It's still raining a lot now. I just don't have the steering lock to do what they can do. Four. so much faster than me through there. Into the back of me. Starting to get a bit more strung out now. Come on, Roses. I think we're the only ones who picked this. That was scary. I'm hoping these guys struggle with warm-up. Need to brake a lot later into that hairpin. I need to trust the car. Why did you just... Why? Why did you do that? Go into reverse, come on. It just did not turn. I don't understand why. It just did not turn in. And again, just not turning in. Like, what is it doing? I don't get it. I don't get why. It just refused to turn in there. That's just completely ruined my race. So it looks like I'm doing another attempt at this. The exact same thing I did there. stop going wide there. Just throwing away time for no good reason. Inception throw. There's some guys just spinning for fun on the self-finish. There's another one that's just spun off at 50 pence. Where's he going? He's driving in a wet line for fun there. Wait, what's happened there? Why am I now 14 seconds behind the leader? How come I lost 5 seconds? Was it him? Was this Ferrari the leader? I can't believe I waited for him to have his accident and he still hit me. Why is he pitted again? It's on socks. Can't even take the rules of the other program. It's been late in the Audi. They're both just miles faster. It's just so demoralising. What I mean is that I think I'm misplaced based on my ratings. That in the dry, I'm actually not that quick. Track's pretty dry now, so we can start pushing. is he going? Trying to cool down his slicks by drowning in the water. At least I got a small slip through down there. What could have been, eh? Because I mean, I'm not even that far back. I'm only 11 seconds off the leader, and I already came to the pits about 6 seconds behind them. So about how much time I actually pulled off pitting early for slicks, it's just not gone well. It's just not compliant anymore. The tyres are gone. Could be some final corner shenanigans, maybe. Nah. PA. I mean, with a spin, it ain't bad, but I shouldn't have spammed in the first place, really. And Tulip won. 5 seconds out of everyone else. Easy. Just not my race, that one. I think a lot of things could have gone way better. And I just got stuck behind the Audi at the start and then just had the spin. I think pitting on that lap might have been a lap too early. Because I feel like you can still take inters fast at that point. And I think maybe pitting on the next lap was probably the better thing to do. Hopefully my driver rating went up even more, so now if I can have a normal race in the next one, then I should have even more points to score. So I don't even know how many I got for 8th. I wasn't even looking at how much that was.
161. So it cost me 42 points doing that. Yeah. Right. Well, not really a whole lot to watch there. I mean, there was obviously that spin, but it's pretty self-explanatory what happened. Apart from that, there's not really too much to watch. So, I shall see you for the final attempt, which I will definitely do now because I've not made it easy for myself now. I've now got to kind of score big in this last race, but I shall see you then.